Here's a video explaining 3.22 about this Scott Walker exit poll. I'm going to put the math work or the using the formulas given from the text. I'm going to put that in the post, but I'll also include this tree diagram in the post that you see here. So I think the tree diagram might be easier to understand. So let's take a look at what we have here. So it says the Edison research gathered exit polls results for several sources. For the Wisconsin recall election of Scott Walker, they found 57% of the respondents voted in favor of Scott Walker. Additionally, they estimated that those who did vote in favor of Scott Walker, 38% had a college degree, while 48% of those who voted against Scott Walker had a college degree. Suppose we randomly sample a person who participated in the exit poll and found that he had a college degree. So now we're finding, given that this person has a college degree, what is the probability that they voted for Scott Walker? Well, we don't have a lot of information, so we actually have to do a lot of work. I'm going to do more work than I need. We'll see in a second. Here's my tree diagram. If 57% voted for Scott Walker, that means 43% did not vote for Scott Walker, because these two have to add up to 100 because they're complements, right? Let's take out the people who voted for Scott Walker. 38% of those had a college degree, and 62% of those did not have a college degree, of just the Scott Walker folks, right? So if we want to know what percent total have the college degree of this group, we have to take 0.57 and multiply it by 0.38 to get this number. So about 22% or 21.66% have college degrees in the population, right? That's this 38% that have college degrees, given that they voted for Scott Walker, they are represented by actually 21% in the whole population of people. Similarly, 35% do not have college degrees. Let's see. If we look down here, we take out the people who did not vote for Scott Walker. 48% of them had college degrees. That means 52% of them did not have college degrees. So we multiply these two together, 0.43 and 0.48, to find the percentage of people who had college degrees within the population, right? So about these people represent about 20% of the population, or 21% of the population. So we now know the degree total. We know the percent of the population that have college degrees is 0.42 or 42%. Notice if we take the people who voted yes for Scott Walker and have degrees, they are 22% of the population. If the people who voted yes for Scott Walker but do not have college degrees are 35% of the population, right? And we add it to these numbers down here, we get the population total, which is 100% of the population. So that's a good check, right? Just adding these numbers up together. What the question is asking us is, if we pick this person and they have a college degree, what is the probability they voted for Scott Walker? So in different words, what's the probability they voted for Scott Walker given that they have a degree? Now that we have all of our numbers laid out, that's not a super hard question to answer. We know if we're looking at just the people who have college degrees, we can find just the people who have college degrees, or at least the percentage of them, by adding these two numbers together to get that percentage, right? In fact, I did that right here. This is 0.42. That's the percent of people who have college degrees. If we want to know the percentage of people, of these people that have college degrees that voted for Scott Walker, we take this number, 22, and divide it by our total here. So I'll go ahead and I'll show you the equation for that. I'll even type it in here, 0.2166, and then those two numbers added together, that's this number and that number. And so we get about 51%. So we pick one person, we find out they have a degree, there's a 51% chance that they voted for Scott Walker. This is probably the hardest question on this homework assignment. If you have any more questions, feel free to post and ask them. Thank you very much.